Enough is enough. I've had it with these motherfucking Chitiro on this motherfucking planet. Calling the Avengers. Okay, so I am still trying to process this entire movie. I have not had even enough time to, sit down and think about it, or just go through the. I'm just gonna start off. I'm probably not gonna get to talk about the fraction of the things that I want to talk about in this movie. So if you have any questions about little specific things you're wondering about, leave a comment below and I'll get more specific. But let me start off by saying this is probably oh wow. I know, how articulate. This is the perfect action movie, just pure action movie. And this is what every action movie should be. This is the pinnacle for these types of movies. I mean, and it is so much more as well. It isn't dumb, it isn't stupid. The dialogue is there, the story is there, the acting is there, and the action is there, in full fantastic form, and some of the best directed and just choreographed action and special effects, everything, action sequence that I've ever seen done. And the thing about it is that Marvel, sometimes they can focus on one area more than the other, and it'll lack in dialogue and, here and there, but it does not lack in pretty much any department. There are small gripes I have with this movie, but the fact of the matter is that it is predominantly action, full-paced, moving forward the entire movie, that these things don't get a chance to metastasize and take over the movie like it has done in previous Marvel movies. It takes the best qualities of every single one of the lead-up movies, takes its best qualities, transfers it into this super packed, full of just non-stop awesomeness. Because now that they are finally at this point, they can keep with basically one main storyline. The other ones, it would break off because there would be the tie-ins to the Avengers, and here we basically just have this one storyline that is extremely intriguing. It actually produces a somewhat amount of fear that is sometimes lost in these action movies, where you don't feel like these characters are in danger, and you actually get this ominous feel. And I think Tom Hiddleston does such a perfect job, and I was very worried about him as Loki. I think he's a great actor, yes, but I didn't know if he had the menace to really pull off this, to believe that, you would need all of these heroes just to conquer it. He really does pull it off very well. So does every other actor. I mean, some people who have annoyed me in other movies, I actually really grew on me here, and there is just a perfect amount of mystery to this movie. There's a perfect amount of suspense. Everything is done so well. You don't really feel its length, but it just feels like a right amount of time. You're just fully immersed in this movie, and it's just totally fun to watch. Like, with a big crowd, you are cheering your way along for all of these characters. I mean, everybody has favorites, and it's just so much fun watching these magnanimous characters interact with one another. And Mark Ruffalo, I think he does a great job of replacing Edward Norton, even though I really liked Edward Norton as Bruce Banner. And his chemistry with Robert Downey Jr. is perfect. It was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. Just the way they interact, and they bounce ideas off each other. It is just so fantastic. Chris Hemsworth is awesome. Chris Evans, Cobie Smulders is in there, and she's actually really awesome. I mean, she just Shabatsky's everybody. Oh, this movie is just so badass. It's so awesome. There are just so many cheerable moments in this movie where you're just like, hell yeah. There's such a connection by this point. They've done such a fantastically job of weaving this intricate story together, to this paramount of explosive climax. That was very extreme sexual imagery right there. I'm convinced that the Avengers spent more time fighting each other than they actually did the enemy in this movie, and you don't even know who to root for half the time. And I feels like they did such a great job of balancing all of the characters, where the point I didn't even, realize, how much of this movie had gone by, and I was like, are they gonna have time for all of this? And I don't know how they did it. They somehow managed to give everybody their just screen time. They didn't, no one felt overpowered. Like Thor, he's a god, how are you going to make him feel vulnerable in any way, or make him just seem like this just completely far removed from the group, but they do such a good job of teaming them up and giving them all their slight weaknesses, but not making. And the same thing with the creature. The things that are attacking them. They don't make them too weak to the point where it's just not believable. It's unrealistic that they could go through them so fast. And the climactic scene, with them just destroying New York is just breathtaking. It is so much. This is honestly the most fun I've had at the movies in a very long time. This is just everything you could have wanted from an Avengers movie, and I really wish I could go into more detail. I really wish I could go on about this movie for hours, and I probably will make subsequent videos talking about it, because right now, I can't harness it all. I'm gonna remember things like 3 minutes from now and be like, oh, I should have put that in the review. So if you have any specific questions, ask me. There are flaws in this movie, but it's not even worth it. It's really not. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna put it out there. See what you guys think. Is it perfect? No, but for what it is, for what the anticipation is, it is perfect. It is a summer blockbuster, but it is what it should be. This is how to make action movies. Hollywood. This is how you do it. This is how you combine storytelling and comic books. It's how you do it. It's how you make summer movies. This movie is fun, but it's not stupid. It's not insulting. It's not dumb. It's a great movie, and it's just awesome. Do I even have to tell you to go see it? Of course, go see it. And I will see you guys soon. Hopefully, I'll probably gonna make another video or something just about the finer points of this movie. Maybe a spoilers edition, because hopefully everybody's gonna see it, and then we can talk more and bask in the awesomeness of the Avengers, and let the summer movie season begin, or it has begun. Summer movie season 2012. Here we go. Just the most amazing way to start it off. The Avengers, huh? So you think you're the only superhero conglomerate in the world?